All right, let's talk about something huge. We're diving into how artificial intelligence is completely shaking up the world of QA and software testing. And believe me, if you're in tech, this is a conversation you need to be a part of.
So let me just cut to the chase and ask you a question. One that probably hits a little too close to home for a lot of you. Are your tests slowing you down? If you're nodding your head, you are definitely not alone. The old ways of doing things are just not keeping up anymore.
And this, right here, this really nails the issue. On one hand, you've got traditional testing. You know the drill. Brittle scripts that break all the time, slow feedback, and a maintenance nightmare. But on the other side, that's the future. AI-powered testing that's fast, incredibly smart, and get this, self-healing. That's the massive shift we're gonna unpack. Okay, so before we jump into the future, we have to take a quick look back. To really get a grip on where we're headed, we first need to understand how we got here, and more importantly, why the old way is starting to crack under the pressure.
Let's rewind the clock for a second. QA started out as purely manual work, literally people clicking through every single feature. Then, boom, automation tools like Selenium came along, and that was a game changer. It was way faster, but it all depended on scripts that people had to write and constantly fix. And that worked for a while. But now, with these super complex apps and crazy fast release cycles, keeping up with all that script maintenance has become a huge bottleneck.
So if the old way is breaking down, what's the solution? Well, this is where AI makes its grand entrance. And I want to be really clear here. We are not just talking about hype or the latest buzzword. AI is bringing actual, tangible breakthroughs that are changing the entire testing landscape. First up, something called predictive analytics. For me, this is one of the coolest parts. It shifts testing from being reactive to being proactive. So instead of just finding bugs that are already in the code, AI looks at all your past projects, all your historical data, and predicts where new bugs are most likely to pop up. It's almost like having a crystal ball for your code base.
Now, this next one, this is a total lifesaver for anyone who's wasted days or even weeks fixing broken tests. We're talking about self-healing tests. Picture this, a developer changes the name of a button in the UI. Traditionally, your test script breaks. It's done. But with AI, the test is smart enough to see that change, find the new button, and just fix itself automatically. Think of the maintenance time that saves.
And then, you have natural language processing, or NLP. This is where it starts to feel a little bit like magic. You can literally just write out a requirement in plain English, something like, make sure a user can log in with a valid username and password. The AI understands that sentence and then automatically generates the actual test code. This is huge because it means test creation isn't just for coders anymore. Anyone on the team can do it.
So, what does this all really mean? Well, AI isn't just about doing the old stuff faster. It's about unlocking entirely new, smarter ways of working. That whole shift left idea of testing earlier, it becomes way more powerful. Exploratory testing, where you hunt for weird bugs, the AI helps you do it smarter. And your continuous testing pipeline, it starts giving you much more intelligent feedback, and way faster.
All right, now for my favorite part. Let's talk about what all this means for you, for your career. Because a huge tech shift like this isn't something to be afraid of. It's a massive opportunity just waiting to be grabbed.
And don't just take my word for it. The demand is real, and it's happening right now. Go look at any job board. Companies aren't just posting for QA engineers anymore. They're specifically looking for AI-savvy QA engineers who know how to use these new tools and strategy.
Think of your career path like this ladder. A lot of folks started out in manual QA. Then the big step up was learning automation. Well, now there's a brand new rung on that ladder, the AI-enhanced QA Pro. That's the next level, and that's where all the exciting growth is.
And what's really cool is that we're seeing these entirely new jobs pop up. We're talking about roles like AI test strategist, who plans the whole approach, or a QA data scientist who digs into the test data for deep insights. Even MLOps engineers who manage the AI systems within the testing process. The whole field is getting bigger and more interesting.
And here's the best part, okay? You do not need to be a data scientist to get in on this. Seriously, the best first step is to just start learning the tools that are already out there.
Check out platforms like TestHim or Functionize. See what AI features are being added to the tools you already use, like Playwright and Cypress. Just getting comfortable with them puts you way ahead of the game.
But of course, it's not a complete fantasy world. It's important to be realistic. This is all about a partnership between humans and AI. And like any good partnership, you've got to know about the potential issues and what to watch out for.
There are a few big things to keep in mind. First, bias. Remember, AI learns from the data you give it. If that data is flawed or incomplete, you're going to get flawed results. Garbage in, garbage out. Then there's the danger of relying on it too much. AI is an amazing co-pilot, but you are still the pilot. Human experience and critical thinking are irreplaceable. And finally, you have to think about integration. You can't just plug these tools in and expect magic. It takes a real strategy to weave them into your workflow.
And if you remember just one thing from our chat today, let it be this. Just take a second and let it sink in. AI is not replacing QA, it's augmenting it. This isn't about replacing people, it's about giving people superpowers. It takes away the boring, repetitive work so that we can focus on what we humans do best, thinking critically, being creative, and strategizing.
So listen, the future isn't coming, it's already here. If you're in QA, now's the time to start learning. If you're new to the field, it's the perfect time to jump in. The technology is here, the opportunities are here. The only real question left is, are you ready?